It's bothering me. This is one of the reasons I actually stream. When I get inspired by shit I see that I know I wouldn't do a video about, but I think is great for discussion, I get inspired to stream. So if you ever see some shit that maybe I wouldn't do a video about, but it's good topics, you could always message me like, yo, we gotta talk about it, right? I seen this clip circulate and it really like I paused for about an hour or two. Let me pull it up. So my Instagram, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you're lacking. But Instagram.com/Akademiks. This is my main page, my business page. You should follow this page and also my personal page, I'm Akademiks. Anyway, I posted a clip from the Gilly and Wallow podcast. Their podcast is called $1 Million Game, I believe. $1 Million Game. I want to make sure I get it right. But it was an interesting clip I posted. It was like one of the first clips I posted today. And I'm going to let you hear it. But essentially, let me let you hear it first, okay? Let's run it.
Play right now. You going to the play right now when you going to go in there and put 40 on them?
Well, when I go in our locker room, is mainly Lil Baby. Everybody on our team feel like Lil Baby is the best rapper out. He had took over for Drake from Drake. Dang. But I'm the one that's like trying to keep Drake alive in the locker room. You know what I mean? So
it'll be Drake and Lil Baby fights going on in the locker room.
For sure. And then they drop a joint together, and then it's like, yeah, those two right now take.
You going to the play?
Now I know this is a very small clip, and by the way, salute to the homie Charlamagne. He hopped up in the comment section. He said that's all I was saying a couple months ago, and folks was hating. Now, if you don't remember what Charlamagne said, which I had a problem with, right? You know, I kind of contested on here. He said, "Yo, we're living in a Lil Baby era," and I was like, and he basically was saying that maybe Drake needs Lil Baby more than Baby needs Drake, and was basically saying people on to Lil Baby. Now, today is a very pivotal point, and not that KD controls hip hop. He does not. Not does he control hip hop opinion. He does not. But from the scope of where he's at, he has a accurate vision of what the generations are fucking with. And I try to do that as well, but I might be a little bit biased because Drake, my favorite rapper, I think he's the best ever. It's like the niggas who, like, imagine if LeBron's your favorite player, and I got to be honest with you, in 2-3 years, maybe he's still the best player now, but in 2-3 years, a little arthritis, them knees, like, it's going to be looking crazy. And there's going to be a new best player. And you might be hung up on what he did before, but the younger kids watching the NBA don't care. When I heard him say this, by the way, Kevin Durant, I believe he's 32. I'm going to pull up all their ages in a second. I said, if you still think Drake is the most, and when I mean popular, I'm not only talking about stats, because Eminem always gets a number one, but nobody ever says Eminem is hot. We know Eminem has built a fan base. He's always going to be number one. Also, he's white, but still, there's people who have great fan bases. They'll always be good on the charts, but you know what hot means. And if I have to explain this, we probably shouldn't even talk about this particular topic. Hot doesn't mean charting 1, 2, 3. Hot means your song is known line for line, sung word for word in the inner cities. Let's be very clear. And I came when I listened to this, and by the way, Charlamagne, if you ever see this, hey, you know I give you your flowers. You're one of the greatest orators in modern time when it comes to cultural critique. But I got to be honest with you, the way Kevin Durant said it made me at least look at this shit differently than when you said it. When you said it, it felt a little haterish. When he said it, he actually felt like he was saddened by it. Now, I'm going to pull up the Brooklyn Nets roster. But here's a question I'm going to ask going into doing that. If you still think Drake is the most lit rapper, and it's outside of numbers, because by the way, us Drake fans, we're conditioned to use the numbers to back up that he's always the most lit. But when you start talking Lil Baby, it's not necessarily numbers more than what people in those communities that really matter. And by the way, I also got to state, if you're new to rap and hip hop, cool goes from the inner cities to the suburbs. It never goes from the suburbs to the inner cities. Rap and hip hop makes some shit, and then everybody catch on later. Nobody is copying a TikToker, but a TikToker will use what's already in the culture and then blow it up even more. So both matter, but I'm telling you where influence start from. I've never seen, you're not getting some white kid like doing a dab and then you're getting the Migos doing a dab. It's never that way. Influence usually moves from a really organic place, usually a place within the culture, and then it gets exponentially blown up once again to those fringe, platforms or societies, which is usually either the suburbs or just alternative spaces. So I say that just to say, okay, numbers do matter. But we know when somebody got the core of hip hop in their palm. We could have told y'all after Drake ran on, y'all remember the first stimulus package run he went on? That boy Drake was dropping song after song, giving every fucking feature the best verse they could possibly imagine. When he went on that, he was never flopping, but we knew at that point he's the biggest rapper in the game. We knew he was the guy. Now it took kind of years later for now, he's a pop star, all that. But right at that moment, we knew it. I'm wondering, are we at the intersection? And I'm asking this question, and trust me, I don't want to ask it, but I'm going to ask it to continue my point. Are we at the intersection that despite Drake just dropping a little three-piece project and them going 1, 2, 3, are the inner cities and the people who matter in affecting culture and affecting the cool, are they ranking Lil Baby over Drake? Right now. Like, it's a no-brainer numbers-wise, but we got to take this outside the numbers. We got to take this outside the numbers. I see some no's, I see some yes. For everybody, if you're going to spam no or yes, spam yes. So the question is, has Lil Baby surpassed how lit Drake is within the communities? I'm not talking about numbers-wise. Like, when you kicking it with your homies, do y'all listen to more Lil Baby or Drake? That's what I'm asking. And I'm assuming y'all are within somehow this culture. Spam yes or no, but also spam your age, please. Now, while you do that, this is what I did when I heard this comment, again, by KD on the podcast. I went, what the fuck? Okay, let me look up Brooklyn Nets roster. He says he's talking about what's going on in the locker room. The locker room is a good way of seeing different generations and different age groups, different age brackets, but also different tastes. I'll click on the ESPN Brooklyn Nets roster for this year. I'm going to show you here, and hold on, let me just resize my screen. I'm sorry. I want y'all to see exactly what I looked at. This is the Brooklyn Nets roster. Okay? Now, I want to, there's a lot of people on here. Let me sort this by age. I can sort it by anything, but let me sort it by age. Now, Kevin Durant is 32. He's the second oldest player on the team. He's a Drake guy. Only other person older is Jeff Green. Blake Griffin's 32. DeAndre Jordan's 32. James Harden's 31. There's no more 30-year-olds on that team. Everybody else is 29 and under, including Kyrie, Joe Harris, Tyler Johnson, Spencer, what the fuck you say that? DeWitty, Timothy. All right, this nigga's African. I ain't pronouncing his name. I'm sorry, brother. I ain't pronouncing most of y'all niggas' names. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 players over 30, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 5 players over 30, 11 under 30. The reason I just did that is I'm trying to figure out where the people that grew up on Drake, that era ends. So the people who grew up on Drake and like the end of that era, how old are they? Are there any 25-year-olds that right now that grew up on Drake? Are there any 21-year-olds that grew up on Drake? If you're 21 right now, when Take Care dropped, which is literally 10 years ago, you would be 11. Drake's rapping about love. You don't know nothing about love. I'm only speaking about what I think is happening. I believe, and by the way, these days I think Drake still raps amazing, but I think what's missing from young kids who might listen to him is he doesn't relate to them no more like how he did back in 2011. In 2011, Drake was rapping about a lot of shit that if you were in college, you could relate to. I was in college. I could understand. Felt like he was rapping my life. I could mention relationships that I felt like he gave the soundtrack to the beginning, the highs, the lows, and the end. I felt like I grew with Drake. Some people felt like they grew with Cole. Cole's notorious for this. The reason why Cole had such a strong fan base, when he did the whole Dollar in the Dream shit, people grew with him from that to where he's at now. That's why he doesn't have to do too much. They'll always rock with him. Now, he might not be the quote-unquote littest, but those people always buy his album, always listen to his shit. And I'm looking at it right now to say, if you're, people listen to music at different ages, but still, if you're 24, do I really want to believe that you really are into Drake's music? Because I guess what I'm trying to say is that catalog matters, but only matters to the people who grew up with it. I can't fathom a nigga saying Lil Baby over Drake. You know why? I'm like, are you dumb or stupid? Or maybe both. Drake gave us Take Care. Drake gave us Nothing Was the Same. Drake gave us 5 a.m. in Toronto. Drake gave us all these classic moments that to someone who's 20, they're like, we didn't give a fuck about. I could tell you the truth. When I came over here to the USA, I never had no appreciation for the Jay-Z and Nas beef till later on when I was really studying hip hop, because it didn't mean nothing to me. At that point, I was just kind of getting into some of the stuff with hip hop. Do you get what I mean? Somebody said, you're a Drake fan. Why are you saying this BS? Because even though I'm a Drake fan, I understand that we are entering an era that does not look at Drake the way I do. And I want to be self-aware because I remember looking at niggas who looked at Jay-Z and I called them cocksuckers because I said, bro, it's cool, you could like Jay-Z, but don't start shitting on my guy Drake because he had love for Jay-Z. So I asked this question because I never want to be the cocksucker shitting on the next guy who is inspiring and giving the moments that the next generation is living on because of my respect and adoration for Drake. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. Because what happens is we almost get married to moments. If I tell someone who's 19 right now, like, yo, bro, let me tell you about when Drake dropped Take Care and Nothing Was the Same, they're gonna look at me like, nigga, we don't give a fuck. But do you remember when Lil Baby dropped Harder Than Ever? Remember when he dropped My Turn? Yo, like, it might not mean nothing to me, but bigger picture, especially in this cultural movement, might mean more than a lot of Drake songs that, again, in that time in my life, going through, situationships and relationships, his music was a fucking soundtrack to the people who are young. And when I mean young, like, yo, you're 20, 21. We just seen, what's that scumbag who just got found guilty? Was it Derek Shaw? I don't even know how to say his name. Send his bitch ass to jail, right? That motherfucker, right? The people who have watched all that stuff, participated in some of these rallies, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't sure up to none of them joints. But still, if you've been participating in this new era movement of protesting and trying to stand up for some of the, or stand against like some of the injustices, yeah, a song like Bigger Picture gonna connect way more than a Drake love song. I'm just being honest. I see a lot of people saying that I'm tweaking. You're gonna think I'm tweaking because I'm not going to ever be the person that goes out like a fucking pathetic Jay-Z balls licker. Ever. I hated the niggas who always said, I don't care what LeBron does, I don't care what Kobe does, Michael Jordan's the best. Nigga, shut the fuck up, nigga. We don't want to hear about that shit that happened 20, 30 years ago. Right now, we watching the GOAT. That's LeBron. And for the niggas who love Kobe, that was a GOAT. Yo, listen, everybody has their era. I don't want to be the nigga who's always hating on the nigga after because the dude that I really like, he's not appealing to the newer people who are entering the culture. It's a turnover effect. So that's why I'm asking this question. Because if I'm on Drake stan mode, I'd be like, yo, the fuck is y'all talking about? Like, yo, Lil Baby can't sell out arenas from coast to coast. He doesn't have songs like, Girls Love Beyonce, and he doesn't have songs like November 18th. He doesn't have songs like 5 a.m. in Toronto. He doesn't have songs like... But, again, that's me trying to be stuck in my ways and not trying to understand what Kevin Durant is saying. Kevin Durant is saying, I'm in the locker room with the young niggas, and I'm telling them, no, Drake's the guy. You know what they tell me? Lil Baby's the guy. We all got perspective, and it's all good, and this is why we're in hip-hop. And by the way, this is why I'm different than everybody else, because you ain't never going to hear me say Lil Baby better than Drake, but I can understand if y'all saying y'all feeling him at the moment more than Drake. These days, Drake is rapping about opulence. He's rapping about how rich he is. When I fell in love with Drake's music, Drake was rapping about the struggle, how bitches was playing them out. Nigga, it was shit that was happening to me in college, bro. If I'm 21 and I'm falling in love with a rapper right now, pause, I want to fall in love with a nigga who's going to describe the struggles that I can relate to, bro. And not saying Baby's describing that verbatim. I'm just saying, Drake already did that. So he has a special place that I'm putting him on, like a pedestal almost. But for the people who are younger, who want their experiences in current time being rapped about by their favorite artists, Drake ain't rapping about no hoes turning them down, just regular life shit that a 21-year-old. That nigga's rapping about, I'm just trying to not hit my rims on the potholes and the curbs. Because I got a Rolls Royce and it costs a lot of money. That sounds good, but not a lot of people can relate. Sorry. I see a lot of people say, Ak, you're tripping on horrible take, and I'll hold that. And the people who are saying that probably are like me. We grew up on Drake. Again, this isn't necessarily a debate, just a point of view. For the people who say I'm tripping, ask yourself, why do you think Kevin Durant said, hey, the younger athletes on my team, they love Lil Baby, but I'm a Drake guy? Why do you think that? I told you I had conversations with some people who I really respect. You know, we go back and forth on cultural shit. And I agree with this point. They said it's going to come to a time where Drake has to choose the path he's going to go. Jay-Z had to make that choice. This was the path. Are you going to grow and grow with your audience? And the people who watched you from 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you'll continue the journey that you began 10, 15 years ago? Or you're going to always try to be that guy. But keep in mind, when you're that guy, it 100,000% means you're chasing and keeping up with the kids. There's nobody who's, I'm holding down the old niggas and I'm the guy. Doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. I love Cameron to death. But no, ain't no, like, the young boy fans don't even know who Cameron is. They don't give a fuck about him. He's not lit. I'm sorry. I love Cameron, but I understand why he's not like, again, he's within he still has an audience, but he's not the trending topic because the young kids don't give a fuck about him. That's the point I'm trying to make. Somebody said Drake not an old nigga. Nigga, Drake's turned like 34 this year, bro. Like, how old is Drake? Let me Google it. And it's not even his age, to be honest. It's not even his age. It's how long he's been doing it. Oh, he's 34. He's turning 35 this year. It's not Drake's age. It's about the music he's making. With every artist, when they first come in the game and they don't have money, and artists like Drake that are gonna last, they start rapping about very relatable shit. It's hard for Drake, and this is why, like, even Drake fans been asking, yo, let's get another album like Take Care. Like, yo, on Take Care, that nigga was rapping about women rejecting him. That nigga was rapping about insecurities. That nigga was rapping about, like, yo, like second guessing himself. Y'all hear Scorpion? Y'all hear these new songs? It's like, yo, even if I fuck up, these hoes gonna love me. Like, you know, like, that's his real life though. So you can't blame him. Somebody said I'm 19 and Drake is the top. I hope that's the case because I like Drake, but I'm not going to be the person delusional to disregard anyone else. And I just think it's telling when a 32-year-old man, Kevin Durant, says, I'm a Drake guy, but the young dudes on my team, which if you look at this, it's mostly 28 and down, they ain't rocking with, like, not saying they don't like Drake, but they think Lil Baby is a guy. There's the thing with hip-hop, it always caters to the youth. Because the youth buys into struggle, the youth buys into a lot of shit upon first hearing an artist. I'm going to leave that there because I feel like we could expound upon it later on, but I don't want to come across like I'm trying to sum up or say like Drake is done. No, I love Drake, and Drake is, like, to me, the best rapper ever. But I do understand that sooner than later, fans aren't going to appreciate Drake the way I do. I don't think they do now. When I post Drake on my Instagram and I call him the fucking GOAT, I think people think I be trolling. I think he's the fucking GOAT. To some people, they're looking like, wait, how? But again, this is where I realize, like, Catalogue, and by the way, for you dick-sucking Jay-Z fans, number one, I understand the whole Jay-Z thing, but half of y'all be defending Jay-Z with your life. Some of y'all, like, y'all be going in like he came out of y'all ball sack. Y'all should let Mealy Mall do that, not y'all. But with Jay-Z, I remember even when the discussion started happening, I remember when I started bringing it up, I said, yo, they do it to LeBron now. It's like, yo, if you're trying to compare LeBron and Michael, what the fuck? Yo, LeBron's not in the same discussion. The people who say that they're Michael Jordan dick riders, man. Like, LeBron and Michael are in the same fucking discussion. Like, what are you talking about? They're both the top 2, 3, or 4 players in the fucking world ever. But there's people who suck Jordan's dick so much that they hate the thought that anyone could come close. That's Jay-Z fans. When Drake names start getting mentioned, they fucking despise the thought that anyone could be mentioned with Jay-Z. I'm just trying to say preemptively, because this will happen. Let's not be like that. That we're over here like fucking slandering everyone because we hate that anyone's being compared to Drake. Drake has his era. I think it still is an era. But I do think it's going to come a time where people look at him and they're like, yeah, you can rap, but it don't relate to us as much. And remember when Jay-Z was doing all his rapidy rap shit and he started doing all them little art exhibit raps? What was the name of them? He was rapping about Picasso and all that type of shit. You know what he said? Bro, you could rap, but what the fuck are you talking about? Nigga, Jay-Z yo, Jay-Z like 70. Jay-Z rapping about art. What do you think what do you want to rap about? Drugs and guns? The thing he's a millionaire, like, yo, even the security probably don't even show him the gun that he carried. So he's rapping about his real life, but you know what everybody said? What the fuck is he talking about? Shit, I call it grandpa raps. Jay-Z had a kid at like 45. You know what people called it? Or I even called it. I said, once he talked about his kids in music, we said he was doing grandpa raps. I'm just saying. All right. Somebody said Polo G over Lil Baby. You tweaking. Let's be clear. Polo G can't rap in the same dimension as Lil Baby. That's the only thing that will separate Lil Baby from everybody else. I think Polo G got the influence. I think he got the swag. I think he got the songs comparatively, kind of. He has a lot, but he'll never be able to top a nigga like Baby. This is why I think Roddy Ricch can't compete with Baby. Because after all the hot jingles that y'all make and the catchy songs are done, we've never seen in hip-hop the top artist, not that it's a rapper, not be able to also be one of the top rappers. And when you look at Roddy Ricch, I don't think he's ever been brought up, no disrespect, in a top or best rapper conversation. Notorious Dre, you're tweaking. Travis do got a movement, but I'm going to tell you what's going to make Lil Baby win. Just what I just said. Lil Baby could rap better than all these niggas. Lil Baby could rap better than all. Name a better rapper that is contemporary or near contemporary over Baby. Y'all let me know. I ain't say Polo G can't rap. I'm talking about to the level of Lil Baby. Lil Baby, you know why niggas gave him the #1 spot? That nigga literally killed every feature. He killed every verse. That nigga killed everything that had lyrics on it. Yes, he had the melody with it, but the lyrics were crazy. Notorious Dre's trolling now. He said Uzi over Baby. Stop it, bro. It's crazy how time moves on. I really Googled how old is Drake. Drake is... Yo, first of all, Nicki's 38 turning 39. Nicki and Wayne the same age. Drake is 34. Craziest thing is, Chris Brown looked like he'd been in this industry for 20 years. He's only 31. There's nothing wrong with Drake's age either. But you see all them YoungBoy fans, all them Polo G fans, all them Kodak fans, they look at Drake and they're like, oh yeah, he's a pop star, but like, it's like one of those like, I know people dismissed the younger audiences, but trust me, they matter. That age group that Young Boy got matters. And the people who love Young Boy, if you ask them their top 5 or top 10 rappers, Drake ain't on their list. That's what I'm talking about. If you ask me, Drake's the greatest of all time. All right, let's move on. Hey, if y'all put this on YouTube, don't clickbait and say I said nothing like Drake's washed up. He's not. Don't do that. Hey, there's a page who be clickbaiting a lot. Do not put no shit like that Drake get upset at me, all right? But you can put whatever else. Just don't put that accent Drake's watch. No, he's not. If anything, I'll give you the title right now. Akademiks says the new generation, or he asked the new generation, do they fuck with Drake or Lil Baby more? Perfect. All right. Check donations. Okay, cool. Chat, I'm about to win some bands, man. I'm about to gamble a little bit. I'm about to go mess with y'all. Yo, are y'all on the Discord? If y'all haven't subscribed, please do. I'm going to pop on the Discord with y'all. I want to hear what's on y'all mind, okay? Keep in mind when I pop in there, I'm going to be on stream. Oh, shit. I just pulled this up on stream. Oh, cool. Anyway, that's fine. Y'all never pull up my donation on stream. Shit. Swag Dealer said, yo, that's why C Breezy's a go. He's been running shit for 16 years. Shit, I think that's why Drake's a go. Chat Gal, he says, yo, don't underestimate Drake's female fan base. Hey, Chat Gal, you're right. Chat Gal, why don't you? Well, I know the Discord is toxic. I'm trying to find a solution for women who listen to our stream that they don't have to get bullied or harassed. Chat Gal always donates or contributes bits that has really good, insightful conversation pieces that we could probably go further on. I don't know if she's in the Discord, but I know you fucking savages. Yo, the niggas in my Discord